Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. If you've already subscribed to our channel, thank you very much. If you haven't, please do. And when you do, be sure and tap on the notification bell so you'll be notified each time we put up a new video. And if you tap the little like button, we appreciate that too. Okay. I've been real slow in getting out any more videos, and I apologize for that. You know, I get this comment all the time, and it's quite a compliment, and I really do appreciate it, that I make things look easy. Well, I try to be very well organized with the videos so that I can show something and explain it well. And people say, well, you don't seem to have any problems. We don't edit. We just do it as it is. It's very much real. The thing is, I do get frustrated once in a while. And this has been one of the most frustrating motorcycles I've worked on in a long time. I go to do a simple task that I say, okay, we're going to show in a few minutes how to do this thing, maybe install the pipes or I don't know, mount the gas tanks. Well, every time I would start to do something, it would take hours or days rather than minutes. So what I'm going to do is give a quick overview of the things I've done in the last several days, and hopefully that'll make it more understandable. First off, I put the pipes back on. Now the pipes, my buddy Mike that owns this bike, scored a pair of pipes somewhere, and he put them on, and they didn't fit, and they didn't work right, but they were on. And I thought, well, it's just an old set of pipes. I'll see what I can do with those. Well, nothing wanted to fit. Nothing wanted to go together. All the battles that came up did come up. I had to re-round all the pipes. I had just all sorts of things had to be done just to put them back on with the brackets he made out of the junk he had. Not to call it junk, but it was junk. Anyway, so the pipes are on it again. One of the things I'd like to show with pipes that is, I think, very important on panheads and all of the knuckleheads had it. The way the pipe goes on a panhead, it slides over an aluminum exhaust port. Looks like a big nipple on there, like a pipe nipple. And the exhaust pipe slides right onto it in a perfect world. Okay, sometimes you have to battle them a little bit, but that's part of the program. The thing is, this front pipe has a tendency to fall off because it's only clamped here at the top. So what Harley Davidson did, and I don't see it coming in custom and by exhaust systems, and I don't see a lot of people putting them on, is they put a double clamp down here. There's a clamp around the pipe. I'm going to get out of Mike's way so he can show it. But there's a pipe going around the clamp going around the pipe right here, and there's a clamp going around the frame right here. And they go together with one bolt. That holds that pipe in place. That keeps from screwing up the exhaust port on that aluminum head. And they did the same thing on the knuckle, where the pipe just slides up into the cylinder head. Now, another thing is the squish pipe, and I wanted to show how that goes in, because until you get used to them, they're really a pain. You take the brake pedal off, and you slide that pipe in under the cam cover, and then it all goes together and goes up onto the head, and everything is beautiful when they fit. Some fit, and some don't. And sometimes you have to get real creative with them. Then there's a bracket here that holds this pipe up, and that's also where the brake light switch mounts. This bike didn't have one, and I went through all my stuff and found one. Of course, I couldn't find screws for it. It was missing its screws, and I went to the hardware store. Word to the wise, take the switch with you to the hardware store. As it turns out, that's a metric M4 machine screw. And I'm really pleased they were kind enough to have them in stock. So I did get those, and I will be putting the brake light switch on. The next thing that happened, which is pretty common on bikes that were bobbed, chopped, who knows how many combinations of things this motorcycle's been, is people have a tendency to cut all the brackets off. That's what a chopper was in the old days. All the brackets were chopped off. Well, the gas tank brackets were chopped off, and then a new set was fabricated. You can buy some that are manufactured that are really nice. But these were fabricated by somebody who didn't do a bad job, but they welded brackets on. Well, of course, nothing fit. And then in the front here is a bracket right here, which is a T, which is welded to the frame, and the gas tanks bolt on there at the bottom. Well, this one was broken. The cross piece between the frame down tubes was here, but then there was a broken piece on the inside that I got in there with a Dremel, and I ground that out, painted it, and cameraman Mike made me a T bracket that goes in here and bolted right in place with the existing holes, and he painted it and baked it in the oven, and there it is, and it's beautiful. I can't stress enough the importance when you're mounting these old tanks to shim them with washers, whatever you need to use to shim them, so that when you mount the tank to the frame, it sits perfectly flat. If you put these tanks on, now these tanks are, I think they're late 60s, maybe even early 70s tanks. But if you put them on without shimming them and you pull them into place, you're stressing the gas tank itself. It's going to crack and it's going to leak. So when you mount them, you want to be sure and mount them so the tank fits perfectly flat. If you need to put some washers in here, you stack washers, whatever you need to do to make that tank fit flat on its mounts and clear the frame in between the tanks. And if they don't come out exactly the way you want, that's better than having a cracked gas tank. Okay, so that's the tanks. That's the pipes. The brake pedal. Now the pivot bolt, it's a pivot. And it's on this brake bracket. And the brake pedal is on it. And we can see this is a very, very worn brake pedal. But that pivot is put in there at the factory, and it's like it's spun in and riveted. And that's all well and good, but they loosen up, they can break loose. And so I took it off, and cameraman Mike welded that for me too. So we got that done. So when I get the brake light switched and all that working, this will all be fine. And when I replace the tire, we'll have a good look at that rear brake. Okay, other than that, oh yes, the seat. I went through my stuff. This didn't have a seat, and I found my buddy a seat. And this is a brand new one I had put away. And it's kind of cool, and he likes to sit real low, and I think he'll like it. So I approached cameraman Mike because there was no brackets on this seat. There's holes drilled and tapped in the bottom, actually nuts welded in, but no brackets. So I said, I need a couple of hooks under the front and a bracket for the back so I can bolt it to the rear fender. So, okay. So he got real artsy. And he made that bracket. And I mean, he whipped it out in no time, but he made that. And he made the back one. So now, when I have the wheel off the bike, let's see, it hooks right here in the front. Yep. I missed it. There it is. Ow, that's my finger. Okay. That hooks right on there. And we'll put an insert in the rear fender and be able to bolt it down. Now, Mike is not here, Mike that this goes to, so he's not really picking the things I'm doing, but I think he's going to like them. He'll have fun with it. So anyway, those are the things we've done. Those are the things that take hours and hours, and I think I'm supposed to show something else on the other side. Oh yeah, I put the motor mount in place too. And in our videos, I've shown installing top motor mounts. So I got all that done, and the choke lever, and little things like that. But like I said, every one of these things has fought me. One of the next things I'm going to do is I have an aftermarket suicide clutch pedal here that I'm going to put on it. And we'll see how that works out. I'm going to have to change some of this stuff, but I'm not real pleased with what we have here. It goes over center and does funny things. Something like that, which is just not advisable. And so we're going to put that one on and see what we can make up here. So that's about it, I think. What kind of clamps are we looking for? Oh, the clamps down there? You did show them, didn't you? Yeah. You got a good view of it from that side. Good. So we're making progress. I try to show these things as we go, but like I said, when they get so difficult that it strings out, spending hours and hours trying to get a set of pipes to fit. In fact, I checked them with my little inclinometer, and they're about 2 degrees apart. They're not quite parallel. They're pretty close. But that's the way they are. And he's going to live with it till he gets the pipes of his dreams. Pipe dreams? Yeah, pipe dreams. Okay. So that's about it for now. I can't think of anything else exciting to show. But don't think I've forgotten to show this stuff. It's just that it's been taking a little more time than usual. So I will be getting back on it tomorrow morning. And we'll show the rest of the developments. And it won't be long, we'll be ready to start this thing up. So until then, I'll see you out on the road.